Well, I'd like to chat a little bit with Nick if we can here, and see what
Thanks,
Nick's
Vince.
got going on. So, Nick, we'll start with the same thing. How old are you?
38. I'm losing my voice.
Oh, okay. We'll keep it short then. So, are you from California?
I'm born and raised in Los Angeles.
Excellent. And your dad was Joe Sample.
Sure.
And so tell us a little bit about what you've taken away from your experience in watching your father play, and maybe even how some of that rolls off into what you're doing with Cast.
Let's see, the passion, sincerity. The biggest thing he always told me was to listen, use your ears and hear who you're playing with. And that's what, inspires you on the bandstand. If you follow along, it should take you on a journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys, as a group, play as what I was calling kind of progressive jazz, and your dad is more known for the Crusaders in their early days were playing straight up stuff, but then they did fusion, even into what they would call smooth jazz these days.
Yeah.
But you guys are kind of doing a different thing. Are there things that you learned playing wise from him that you can translate into what you guys are doing here in Cast?
Well, it's the same thing Carmen was talking about with his pops. You've got a groove.
Mm-hmm.
It's the main thing. And whether you add a little more rock to it, or a blues swing flavor to it, or a funk attack,
Mm-hmm.
or just the jazz, sort of chordal, melodic approach. That's just the flavor of that moment or that piece.
Well, we heard Julian mention that you guys are working on a new album and doing some recording. Can you tell us a little bit about how that process is working and what kind of things that may be different from your initial studio release?
Well, I think it's the same approach as we get together, and one moment, Karma's playing the groove, I will put on the bass and start playing something, and then all of a sudden we've written a great tune, just by looking at each other and smiling and jumping from one chord to the next, and just it just sort of lands on our lap. Another approach is either one of us will bring in an idea that we had in our minds at home while we're practicing. Can't wait to bring it to show the guys, the band, and all of a sudden it formulates itself with the three of us working together on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great combination.
So how often do you guys get to play together as a group?
Well, in between us individually going on other tours, Karma's working with his father. I've been with my father. Julian's busy with some Japanese acts as well as his old pops. We somehow time lends itself to in between those tours we find ourselves. Fortunately, we live in the same city, so we get together and take advantage of the time.
Well, where can folks find out more information about the band?
MySpace, Corey Loggers, Trio, MySpace.com. What else do we have? Is that it? I think that's
That and maybe one of your bandmates may want to answer this, but that's something different from when your fathers were growing up and doing music and the business part of music, which you had very successful parents, but they didn't have that internet and that connection with fans in that way. Do you see that? How does that affect you and even the music that you play?
Well, it's a blessing and a curse. Conceivably, anybody in the planet that has an internet connection has access to it, and that is, unparalleled. I mean, that's the kind of stuff our parents can only have dreamt of. But conversely, there's a generation of music lovers who have never gone to a record store, they've never walked the aisles, they've never fingered vinyl. They've never opened the gate of a vinyl gatefold, I think it's called, right? They've never had a listening party. When I was a kid, you'd say, "Hey man, did you get the new Stevie Wonder record? Yeah, let's go to your house after school and let's listen to it." And you'd sit in front of the speakers with your friends, and you'd close your eyes and that's what you did for an afternoon. I don't see a lot of kids doing that. So it's a blessing and a curse, and if we could do anything to help mitigate that curse, it's that we would like to teach younger people how to listen to music, really. Because the thing that...
appreciation.
What's that?
The appreciation.
Yeah, the appreciation of music. I mean, the things I hear, you know, a lot of our fans are people that are the age of our parents. And these guys will come to the shows and they'll say, "Oh, I remember when I saw the Crusaders and it was so great, and you know, it was this beautiful concert, and afterwards we talked to your dad, and I just got in the record that day," you know. And they have these tactile memories, this empirical experience with the music that I think a lot of younger people just don't get a chance to have. So we want to help them with that a little bit.
Great. Well, guys, it's been great to talk to you, and thank you again for coming to Jazz Live San Diego, and best of luck with everything you guys got going forward.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having us.